friends, the very island itself, everyone and everything. No. It avails us not to speculate. Urianger will send word if there is any developments. Until such time as he does, we must remain firmly focused on what is within our power to change. With that in mind, I would speak on a different matter, one closer to home. It concerns etheric fluctuations which we had previously attributed to good King Magomad the 12th. That if the king is no more is a blessing for which we have you to thank. Yet all is well and all is good. Our latest readings reveal an ongoing etheric disturbance of considerable magnitude. They may even suggest the presence of a primal. Needless to say, the mere possibility warrants immediate investigation. I would have you... Celia? I do not wish to interrupt, but we have a problem. What manner of problem? A band of refugees hailing from Moldau this time are come to Revenant's toll seeking asylum. It would seem they expect us to afford us the same treatment we gave the Domans. At present they are in the 7th heaven, awaiting formal response. I see. Mayhap this is to be expected. I shall meet with them at once. Celia, you know full well we haven't the resources to accommodate many more people. Consider what will happen if you do this. Word will spread and more will follow. Your opinion is duly noted, but I will hear their suit. Amkip, I should be grateful for your presence at this meeting. I'm well aware that our resources are finite, but I have a responsibility to protect the people of Eorzea. What day is it today? 11 p.m. 3 p.m. Oh, great. It's 34. Okay, I'm gonna get kicked soon. I apologize for keeping you waiting. My name is Benfilia, and I lead the Science of the 7th Dawn. 12 be praised, it is you. We're ready and willing to work, same as the Domans. Just give us a task and we'll see it done. Pray calm yourselves. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I know not of your situation. Beg your pardon, antecedent. I ain't so good with words. Been living off the scraps of Moldau for years now, trying to piece together a life to replace the one that got took. They say there's work, but there's not to kill an honest man. Not as won't sully his soul sooner than his palms angered. Flames do what they can for us, of course, but it ain't near enough. And it's only getting worse. When the calamity brought us to our knees, those rich bastards in the city didn't help us. They climbed on our backs. I don't pretend to be clever, but even I can see what's coming. I knew we had to run, the only question was where. And then it came to you, Revenant's toll. I mean, you took them foreigners in, didn't you? So surely you do the same for us. I fear the situation is rather more complicated. While it is true that we accepted the Dominant's petition for aid, that decision was the product of extraordinary circumstances. I sympathize deeply with your plight, but pray understand it is not possible for any an organization of our means to aid all those who have been affected by the calamity. And so it is with great regret I must deny your request. But we've got nowhere else to go. You're turning your back on us? If I might have a word. Tataru, saw Artemis. Ill tidings from Moldau, my lady. Alphino has been wounded. What? How? Is it serious? cannot say for certain, but I fear it might be. According to the flames, the refugees started a riot. They went wild, apparently, lashing out at any and everyone. That can't be right. Why would they? They must have been provoked. The demonstration was meant to be peaceful. 7 hells. Now the Blades have an excuse. They round us up and kill anyone who tries to resist. Antecedent, please. If you won't help us build a new life, at least help us keep the ones we've got. My lady. We're not ones to stand idly by and watch innocents suffer. However, until we know more of the circumstances surrounding this riot, I'm not certain what aid, if any, we can provide. If authorities determine that the refugees attacked without provocation, then those responsible will have to answer for their actions. How can you be so blind? Find Alphinaud quickly. If he's in danger or worse, I would have you and none other by his side. Thank you. Pray do not concern yourself with the matter we are discussing earlier. Eden and Papa Lima will see to it. Alphinaud is being traded at the Hourglass. Hurry, Amkip.
You must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I am quite well. Ul'dah, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over. Ul'dah is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life. To an Ul'dan, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield the greatest influence. So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Alamigo and the destruction of the Calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Ul'dan way of thinking, they may as well not exist. Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Rauban and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor. Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight. This has prompted more and more Ul'dans to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers, while more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry. The manner of Lord Lolorito's refusal to grant the Dolmens asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the monetarists, and you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions. It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest, nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence. that the immortal flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
As I told you before, it was all but inevitable that an incident of this kind would eventually occur given the rising tensions within the Sultanate. Nevertheless, I have reason to believe that this particular riot may not have begun spontaneously. If it piqued your curiosity, good. Then you will accompany me to the Hall of the Flames. I would hear what General Reborn has to say upon the matter. Now is not a good time, Corporal Wol. My hands are full dealing with the refugees. Precisely the matter we wish to discuss, General. Alpha, back on your feet already. I may credit myself for recovery to your chirurgeons. My memories of the riot are still somewhat muddled. I trust you managed to regain control of the situation. Not entirely. We secured the city soon enough, but not before the unrest had spread to the surrounding territories. A pocket of resistance to remain throughout Danaland. We have sent what forces we can spare to root out the last of the belligerents, but progress is slow. They are damnably elusive. I can well imagine. Given what the majority of the refugees live outside the walls, it stands to reason that they would know the lay of the land. What I do not understand is how they came to be so well prepared. Before my little accident, I observed that several of the refugees were armed, not with butcher's knives or pitchforks, but with martial weaponry. I need hardly add that such equipment is costly. None can deny that tensions between Uldan citizenry and the refugee population has increased since the Domans were turned away. But what would motivate a starving man to purchase arms in lieu of food? I think not. And what of those who have not even a single gil to spend? Who could not survive without the aid provided by the immortal flames? Surely they would sooner sell a weapon than bring it to bear against benefactors. Come to the point. Very well. My point, General, is that this powder keg of discontent was not set alight by chance. These events were deliberately set in motion and now order must be restored. That is my first duty. Until it is done, any investigation can wait. I have not time to discuss this. My scouts will be returning soon. The general is no fool. He keeps his own counsel, and with good cause. Were he to claim without the necessary proof that these riots were instigated by outside forces, the monsters would accuse him of attempting to shirk responsibility. After all, he and the Sultana have been the most outspoken proponents of refugee aid. Regardless, they will face harsh criticism in the days ahead. Our allies may stumble upon the truth in time, but I have far more faith in your abilities, Amkip. Therefore, I propose we conduct our own investigation, independent of the authorities. To that end, I would have you make inquiries of the settlements suspected of harboring belligerents. Commander Swift will know which they are. He may balk at your request of such information, but I have no doubt that you can persuade him with your silver tongue. I meanwhile shall seek answers my own way, after which we can regroup and share our findings. Well then, shall we? Look as though you have something to say, Corporal Wol. Do you? What you ask for is no simple favor. Were such intervention to fall into the wrong hands, the lives of countless soldiers would be at risk. Even so, there is wisdom in your words. Maybe one individual who wanted to ties to the flames may be better suited to the task than a regiment. Very well, the Brass Blades have reported suspicious activity in the vicinity of Lost Hope. It may be unrelated to the recent events, but we doubt it. I suggest you begin by speaking to the Blades posted there. Lost Hope is central. I didn't expect him to send you, Amkip. I take this means someone has read my report. Refugees who left with the merchant have yet to return. I'm increasingly concerned that Zazawaka's suspicions are correct. You haven't the foggiest what I'm talking about, do you? Never mind. Speak with Zazawaka. He'll explain everything. What brings you here, adventurer? Search for refugees? Ah, you mean those refugees? Oh no, you won't find them here. Most of the people of Lost Hope have come to accept their situation and are content to pass the days in peace and quiet. Outsiders have trouble standing that, like the merchant who passed through recently. Gregarious fellow, awfully opinionated. Can't say I was sad to see him go. Ah, don't hurt me! I'm not one of them! I beg your pardon. You're of the flames, but not with the flames. I see. If the Ulfric bid you speak with me, then I will take you good help. So be praised for that, because we haven't had a moment to waste. Everyone knows the flames are on the march. The others have fallen under the fanatic spell, but not I. Promises of revolution and retribution, of holding the ruling class account and taking that which is owed. Childish fantasy. I did everything I could to dissuade the others from leaving, but few would heed my words. Now that one of our idealists has returned, however, the madness of the merchant's plan is plain for all to see. Look behind yonder tent and you'll understand why. Even now he babbles incoherently, so traumatized he is at the bloodshed he witnessed. Try as I might, I can make little sense of his words beyond the fact that he was not alone in surviving. You have no doubt that the merchants will lead the remaining to their doom. I beg of you, find them before he does. What are you doing? Don't draw! Don't draw! Don't draw! Don't draw! Don't draw! Don't draw! Why didn't you run away with me? We could have escaped together. Then you'd be here with me. Be here to soothe me. Why did you have to stay alone and leave me alone? Who are you? What do you want? It's true. Follow the merchant, and may the gods strike me down for my folly. What they will not give, you must take, he said. When we asked how, he revealed a cache of weapons he had brought and brought us to seize control of our fates. We were running with there and there, but the others were so excited. He split us into two groups, sent us off on our own. But when the flames found us, we didn't know what to do. Our leader tried to parley with theirs, but then they started arguing and then fighting. And then when everyone was fighting, the flames were shouting to give no quarter. Oh God, it's the other group. They're still out there. We don't stop them. They'll be massacred like mine was. The other refugees are heading to Cade south of Lost Hope, but to approach them will be fruitless. They would soon call us agents of the Sultan and then try to kill us unless in reason. Why, the twins might even deign to do the deeds themselves. Pox and all bloody sellswords. They were supposed to train us to fight, but the ones they send are us vanquished during this struggle. Oh, they'll never listen to that merchant's ridiculous claims. He said our cause is righteous, that the gods would never suffer us to be defeated. Though, if they were forced to confront reality, that's it. Challenge the twins to combat and show my brethren that the strongest warriors are no match for one man. Mayhap then they will agree to lay down the arms and renounce this plot. Seven hells, they found us. Everyone grab your gear and make for the rendezvous point. So that's your game, it is. Sorry to disappoint you, lad, but we're willing to kill you ourselves. Rolling death. Do this alone. Beat them like it was nothing. Thal Almighty, what are we gonna do now? You returned. Did you find my brother? What are the twins? What happened? I see. Well, you had no choice. Rather than that, a handful of them take a beating from you, then the lot get butchered by the flames. Tell me, what did the merchant have to say when it was over? Where else could he be? Unless it was a stone's throw to recruit the others. The merchant wished to approach the refugees in stone's throw, but was waiting until the flames withdrew the forces from the vicinity. Now that they have, there's nothing to stop him from continuing his work. How many more must perish in pursuit of this futile cause? How much more suffering must we endure before it ends? Find him, convince him to cease his mad quest. It will surely lead us to ruin. Have you seen my parents? They told me to stay here with the others. They said I'd be back soon, but it's been days. They left me with the man from Ul'dah. The man said they were going to change everything, make it so we could live inside the walls with everyone else. I liked it when he said that. I don't like it when he talked about making rich people's pay. Everyone looked so angry and I got scared. So, mister, are you looking for someone? I'm looking for a merchant. You mean the man who left with my parents? But I don't know where he... Wait, look, over there, I think that's him. Oh no, which of these gullible fools shall be my next victim? You! He's getting away. Go ahead. We get him, mister. You again? Why are you pursuing me? Sedition, treason, revolution. That's preposterous. Who's filled your head with these lies? Refugees? Self-same refugees who terrorize the streets of Ul'dah? Ha! You have no evidence to prove your accusations. None. No, I will not accompany you to the Hall of Flames. You have no right to detain me. For the sake of argument, let's say I did do this thing that you claim. Surely you don't think I'd give a Kirkin's ass about politics. This is business. Only business. We both know that I'm not the one you want. However, if you agree to protect me, sorry, I shall tell you everything. Message for you, sir. What's all the commotion? Tell the others to spread out and search the area. The killer may still be close. Hold up, veteran. I would know more about your relationship with the victim, as well as the events leading up to his death. This man was responsible for the recent riots. Or was a murder. Death of gratitude. In any case, it's obvious you are not the one whom we speak. You may carry on with your investigation, sire. What news, Corporal Wol? Where's the merchant? Murdered. Damn it, Septville. He was not simply murdered, Corporal. He was silenced. Too many knew his face, and he was ready to diverge secrets. Do not despair, though. We may be closer to identifying the true orchestrator of these rites than you realize. The General left word that you were to proceed to the fragrant chamber as soon as you returned. We wish to discuss the recent discoveries as well as the results of our own investigation. Master Alphinaud has already been informed and should be waiting for you outside. Pray proceed to the Royal Promenade and with all haste and speak with Bartholomew. Excellent work, Amkip. The information you brought has helped me persuade General Reborn to call this meeting. Mayhap now we can discuss matters openly and honestly. We've been expecting you, sir. Please proceed inside.
Commander Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, the truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
This information does not leave this room. The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination. Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate. Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. Until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters. It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated. Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
Teleji Adeleji? But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
Know you of the Carteneau Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Carteneau Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield. The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Carteneau Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Alagon ruins, of which no record existed. There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day. Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement. Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations between our nations. In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, Teleji Adeleji proposed the Carteneau Reclamation Bill. A shameless bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Allagan ruin.
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean Alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution. His sympathy for the plight of the Domans was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
Omega.
Pardon?
An Allagan monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Allagan inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself. If accurate, it might explain why Nail Van Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cartano Flats. Given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation, destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon, one which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
That he should aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
'Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Uldar.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
I should be glad to know the truth, and yet, the thought that all this chaos was the product of one man's lust of power sickens me. How long do you think they'll intend to hide this existence of Omega from the Scions? They even felt the need to do so is most troubling. It would be in our best interest to learn more of the military activities in the disputed territories. Fortunately, you're already well positioned to do so, Corporal Wol. Please keep us informed of any developments in Khartoum. Begone, Wol! This place is no place for such children. I'm sorry. I was looking for you, mister. You said you were looking for the man who left with my parents. You know this girl. So you visited Stone's Throw as well. I see. Did you find a man? Were my parents with him? They were not, I'm afraid. However, I can think of several places they might be. If you like, we can go and look for them together. Really? You help me look, mister? Of course, but first I must need to finish speaking with my friend. He's telling me a secret, you see, so no one else is allowed to listen. Maybe you could wait for me to buy the pillow over there. It'll be required by the moment. Okay, I'll be waiting. I'll take her to the quicksand. Maybe Moody will know what to do. Legion of Garlean and an atheist star frame, even dealing with an eye seem to be preferable to this charade. Sometimes I feel my feeling is too ambitious. We rush hither and yon in response to threats as they arrive, without concern for the strain it places on our limited resources, and ourselves. We have the time has come for a change. Amkip Wol, I know this is sudden, but I must ask you to return the weapon as told with all due haste. The situation in the Trollswood has taken a turn for the worse. I will explain in detail once you arrive. Trollswood. And the primal threat she spoke of before has been confirmed? We receive no reports of XIV activity, which leaves the Sylphs. Go on, Amkip. You know as well as I that the appearance of a trial takes precedence over all else. And when you arrive, do inform the antecedent, and while I'm grateful for her concerns, she needn't fear for my safety. I am more than capable of protecting myself. I come on behalf of the Elder Seraph to petition your aid of your order. The antecedent is apprised of the situation. It is a relief to see you healthy and hale, Amkip. The latest news from Ladala was most disturbing. Clearly, the only injury often suffered was his to ego. Doubtless it will heal ere long. The other sides will need to be present for this meeting. If you're ready to begin, I will summon them now. Thank you for responding to my call with such haste. Rest assured I would not have summoned you if it were not urgent. To business then. I have received some most disturbing news from the Order of the Twin Adder. They have reason to believe that the Sylphs may have called forth their revered guardian, the Primal Ramu. I'm sorry, may have. Then it is not certain. The Elder Seer informs us that the elementals themselves remember the Lord of Levin's return to the forest. The Sylphlands, however, display no signs of undue commotion. Forgive me, Antecedent, but the fact that need not contradict the elemental's testimony. Unlike his more bellicose compeers, Garuda and so on, Ramu is reputed to act in defense of his children. Imagine he would soon make his presence known if any were foolish enough to directly endanger the Sylphs or their territory. The abruptness of this development concerns me. Were we not keeping a close watch on the touched ones and their movements? Preparations of our summoning ritual were indeed underway. 'Twere surely not have escaped your notice. Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it was going to happen, just not this soon. Beg your pardon, you foresaw this eventually and did not to prevent it. I told Papa Limo, I suppose I could have reported things to Mavilla earlier, but it honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the Sylphs feel about people poking around their territory. They already summoned Ramu once right after the calamity, but that was because the Guardians came tramping through the forest. And so long as Custom Arian stands, the Sylphs cannot be blamed for wishing to have the Guardian's deity on hand. Short, Edie and I are in agreement. The actions of the Forest folk were inevitable and unavoidable. And I maintain that observation would have remained the best policy had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers into the Black Shroud. That, alas, we did not foresee. By all accounts, the recent violence in Uldar drove a number of refugees to seek safety under the concealing canopy of the trees. Just like the Sylphs perceived this panicked migration as yet another invasion and quickened their efforts to summon their god. I am put in mind of Titan and the Kobolds, once again as the affairs of men which have paved the way for the Primal's coming. Indeed, one cannot help but wonder what manner of place Eorzea would be without the civilizing influence of mankind. Be that as it may, this regrettable development does afford us a unique opportunity. Amkip, through your dealings with the Sylphs of Little Solus, you once succeeded in preventing an untimely conflict with the Gridania. I wonder, might one who has treated with the Sylphs so fulfilling in the past might not achieve similar success with their patron deity. If Ramu can be convinced of our intentions, it may be the first step to breaking the cycle of primal summon. I have fond hope. Were such a thing possible, we would not be having at war with the Beastmen since time immemorial. But maybe this time we can! Let us continue this discussion anon. We must needs first consult with the nation most affected by Ramu's presence. The Elder Seer has requested your personal involvement, Amkip. Pray report to the Commander Hilo the Atlas Nest as soon as you are able. Steel yourself for the worst. While I hope for a peaceful resolution to this matter, it seriously suggests that your meeting with the Lord of Levin will prove less than amicable. Such an event, your vital silence will of course lend you whatever support you require. The Elder Seer has asked you by name. Pray report to Commander Hula at the Atlas Nest in Gudad and Fall East. Take care, Amkip. Look forward to hearing about all your adventures when you return. Duty calls, well, no matter the task, I have faith that you will see it through to the end. I tried substituting native ingredients several times, but the result was but a pale imitation of authentic Doman cuisine. Hey, Master Amkip, what's that around? Is it clear and fluffy like a horse beard? Mayhap one day we shall accompany you to the field, but for now we must see to less glamorous duties. Speaking of Master Colton, it has opened my eyes to great meaning things. I had no idea the world outside Doma was so strange and wonderful. Worried about leaving us alone? Don't be. While the Archon's away, Jorge Boulder will keep the little ones safe. Master Amkip, is it true you're going to go adventuring again? I'm so jealous. So the children are going to take their areas in ways, but I can't claim the same flexibility. Amkip of the Science, your arrival has been most anticipated. The appearance of the problem has never caused for alarm and unease. Do my men stand ready for any eventuality? I know of none more qualified than you about this thing. Indeed, I would have you do so without delay. The elder Senator, however, would speak with you first. She is the opinion that diplomatic rather than martial skills may be better serve our cause. We'll leave further explanation to our learned leader. Pray make your way to Nofika's altar. The conjurer in attendance will admit you to the lotus stand. Timing we never see fails to amaze. Unless I'm mistaken, you acknowledge the Elder Primal Odin, right? Correct? As I thought. Well, as you know, we have long pursued the dark divinity. From the pages of arcane scripture to the shroud itself. Finally, we have a plan to put his falling to an end. Brother Pessi has their command. He has personally requested your aid in this venture and awaits you at Earth Font. I'm sure he'll give you the details once you present yourself. Godspeed. The other signs have already arrived. May I show you in? See, the Sylphs have set their own representative. There can be no doubt. I am most curious to see how the Elder Seats means to treat with Lord Gremlin. Whatever the Elder Seats is planning, I want you to know that I'll be right there by your side. I'm sure your stroller won't be far behind, even if she does think everything is mankind's fault. It is said that once Maru passes judgment, his wrath is implacable. It would be best to conclude this discussion ere Gridania and these people are placed upon its scales. Oh, hello, Walking One. It's good to see a friend of Elder One.
Scions of the Seventh Dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty. I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramu is returned unto the forest. Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace. Our guest informs us that the sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands. Unlike the other primals you have encountered, Lord Ramu is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered as much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the Sylphs found a way to share the Twelves Wood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided. Blessed as you are with the power of the Echo, you are one of the few among us who may commune with a primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations. The Twelves Wood has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramu himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities. Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples. You have my thanks. Pray make for little solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin. An ill wind blows through the forest. Yet, it is not only the Twelves Wood that flinches at its coming. All the lands Veorzia shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
Adventurer, thank you for coming. We seek the Dark Divinity, and you must be made privy to the plan to conflict the game as afoot. As you know, Odin hunts in this forest. We would banish him from the Shroud. Yet in actual fact, he has fallen before countless adventures already. By all rights, the Primal should plague us no more. Yet, though again he is vanquished, he rises always to charge to the Twelves Wood. His constant reappearance is perplexing to say the least, and raises two questions. Who summons him, and how does he change his visage upon manifesting? Odin is alone among primals in these aspects. Indeed, I can find no single sentence in the scriptures that sheds light to his devilish abilities. There is no answers in words written of the pen. Now the sword must serve. Our plan is to send a band of adventurers against the Dark Divinity. Brother Asamiyan, the master, will observe and I will observe the battle from afar. We believe in seeing the moment of moments if you may give us a clue, one that will lead us into uncovering the truth of the primal that has escaped us thus far. Naturally, this hinges on the company's victory. No one but the Warrior of Light could hope to survive the battle. Hence, I have asked you here. Indeed, without you, our venture is doomed to failure. So I implore you, lend us your strength. If you acquiesce, I shall invoke the power of the elementals and draw the Dark Divinity to display. All of a that emerged. Just so happens a fellow like that went into the deep craft not a minute ago. There was a young lady with him, dressed head to toe to white. The lass was all smiles and giggles like a maiden on her wedding day, but your friend looked stiff as a board. Can't say I blame him, though. Crooks do strange things to the best of us. You mean a head in his head as well, do you? Well, take care you don't wake the dead, eh? Amkip Silence, I still expect you. You said you go to treat with the primal Ramu himself, an unavailable task, for which I have no doubt you are well suited. I've been told that your fellow scientists are conducting an investigation of the areas you speak, that we may ascertain the location of where the Lord of Blood might be found. I would ask that you bide here until they return with their practice. The stolen messenger will be sent as soon as your fellow scientists finish the investigation. I do not imagine it will be much longer. This one returns with good tidings. Wise ones have finished searching and have wisely identified the precise location where the touched one summoned Lord Ramu. Tommy's impeccable, my flattery friend. Are you be so kind as to escort this good man to his fellow scientists? It would be this one's pleasure, Walking One. Please come with this one. Wise ones have ventured deep within the Sylphlands. These ones must proceed carefully. Keep an eye out for the touched ones. This one is most sorry, but this one can no further. Drop too close to Lord Ramu. This one may turn mean and nasty like touched ones. And so this one must say farewell for now. Walking One will find Wise One not far from here. To the south. Go in safety, Walking One. Stola, and who are you, right? Well, that's enough to remember. This one's name is Ida, in case Walking One was wondering. Joke! I'm joking! it's actually you. I am relieved. For a moment, I thought we were dealing with another one of those confounded self-tricksters. So, with them wreaking havoc with their steam-changing magics, it's a wonder I was able to finish taking my measurements. Yes, it was quite the ordeal. You should have seen the look on his Chola's face when we wanted in person to use such a charm. That's quite enough, Papolino. My apologies. It's not like me to ramble so. At any rate, as I was saying, I finished measuring the etheric activity in the area, and I'm pleased to say I've reached an indisputable conclusion. To wit, that Ramun was called forth in the vicinity of the Sylph's ether. Come at you, the Lord of Love no wins.
Nora betrays thee, servant of Heidelin. Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan. I am Ramu, guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the sylphs? Gridanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult. Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest naught for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude, yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just. Redanian or Garlean, it matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other. Thy conflict hath brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man. Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed, or light and dark given form when man was born. It would explain much, not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature. Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking? Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges, that they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye, but there is something more in thee. Very well. I shall consider thy proposal, shouldst thou survive my trial. If thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role.
Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee. Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment. Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Urianger, it is rare indeed to find you so far from a tome.
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady. I must beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramu, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
How many sides do we have here? Negrid, Pablino, Ida, Ishdola, Urianger. Alphino. Need one more. Just 5. Invoke Alphino and Ophelia into this. Do a full Siren Zone. Especially since I think this would be one time where we're not trying to temporary the party.